Welcome. Hello. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Learn with Tisu. Today I am going to do a maths lesson in this video. Today I am going to talk about this working with numbers lesson. First, let us see what is a power to number. You all must have heard that there are numbers 10 to the power 2. This means uh, there are two tens that are multiplied by each other. Just write this. So it can be 10 times 10 to the power 3, which is 3 tens that multiply each other, like that. And it can be other numbers too, like 3 to the power 2, 3 to the power 10, like that too. So this to the power 2 means this 2 here is the index, and this the number that is telling to the power is the base. So with these two we make a to the power number. So next let's talk about the positive indexes and the standard forms. Okay, so we will talk about the index form. We will first find the value of this. So if you want to do this exercise, write this in a paper and post the video and do this exercise. Now I'm going to do this exercise. So first 7.2 times. So we must first expand this number. So 10 to the power 3 means 3 zeros. 10 to the power 3 means there are 3 tens that are multiplied by each other. Which means so 10 times 10 times 10 is 1000. So when 7.2 is multiplied by 1000, the decimal place goes 3 times back. So we must fill these gaps with zeros, and the answer comes as 7200. So this is the final answer. If you can't understand, please go back and listen to this again. So then let's talk about multiplication of index numbers and division of index numbers. Okay, so then we will talk about multiplying and division of index numbers. So if we come across a question like this, so we can see the bases are same. So we need not to change these bases. We must just add the indices. So we must add 2 and 7. So then 2 plus 7 equals to 2 to the power 9. So this is the final answer. Now let's talk about division. Okay, then let's talk about division. So if we come across a question like this, then also the bases are same. So we we just must subtract the indices. So when we subtract the indices 9 and 3, it comes 6. So 7 to the power 6 is the final answer. Remember, the multiplication and division, like addition and subtraction, comes only when the bases are same. When bases are different, we must find the expanded form of that and multiply or divide. So let's do another question. So if we do just like this, so it is 3 to the power 6 divided by 3 to the power 2 times 3 to the power 4. So we must just write the integers like this. So this is division. So 6 minus 2. And this is multiplication. So 2 plus 4. So if we take the pluses to one side, then it becomes 3 to the power 6 plus 4 minus 2. So when we add and subtract this, we get the answer as 8. 3 to the power 8. That is the final answer. Now we know all this. So next we will do negative indices. So then let's talk about negative indices. So you might all wonder that what if a number comes like this? How does we expand this? So you must have known that if a plus number goes in a fraction, if a plus number goes to the denominator, it becomes a negative number. Same as if a negative number goes from denominator to numerator or numerator to denominator, it becomes plus. As same as the plus number from numerator to denominator or denominator to numerator, it becomes minus. So in index numbers, it is a quite bit different. The symbol of the base doesn't change, but the index change. So when in normal numbers, usually the denominator is 1. So if we take this to the numerator, it becomes 1, just as this. So it becomes a positive number. The 3 over 2 becomes a positive number. So if this is then expanded as 3 times 3, and lastly this is the answer. So then let's do some questions from the negative indices. So let's take this question. 4.67 times 10 minus 5. So first we must take this to the denominator. So it becomes 4.6 times 1, 10, 5. So 10 5 means 5 zeros. So when we multiply these fractions, it becomes 4.67 over. So then we must divide this. So when we divide 100,000, no, when we divide 4.67 from 100,000, the decimal place goes 5 times backward. 2, 3, 4, 5. So when the decimal place is here, here is 0, here 0. The gaps are filled with zeros. So then the final answer is 0.00000467. This is the final answer. Okay. So next we will talk about the standard form. Okay. So all must wonder, what is the standard form? Yes, standard form. We will take an example like this. 800. So its standard form is 8 times 10 to the power 2. To come like this, we must first see what is there as a below 10, a number below 10. So we must take that, and beside it we must put the decimal number. So then it becomes 8. So when this, we must find how this 8 becomes 800 by multiplying it by 100. So if we take this as a power, it is 10 to the power 2. So when we multiply this, we can get 800. So this is the standard form. Let's do another question like this. So think this as the question. 704. So to find this number standard form, so what is the frontest and the number below than 10? So it is 7. So we must keep the decimal point right here. So then it is 7. Then we must find how 7 becomes 104. Oh, but remember that although we keep a decimal point here, there's another number here. So it becomes only 7.04. So how does this 7.04 becomes 704? It is by dividing from 100, from multiplying by 100. So then when the 100 comes as a to the power as an index number, then it becomes 10 to the power 2. This is the answer. If you can't understand, just rewind the video and look and check again. So let us talk about significant figures. So what are significant figures? Significant figures are the numbers from 1 to 9. So to do questions with significant figures, first we must take a number like 960. So if the question says that take it to one significant figure, so then we must see from the front what is the first significant figure. It is 9. So after 9, just draw a line. and we must see whether the number from the right side of the line is more than 5 or less than 5. So this is more than 5. So we must add 1 to this side. And if it is not more than 5, if it is less than 5, then we must not add 1. So this is more than 5. So we must add 1. So it becomes 10. And as this is not a decimal number, then we must add zeros to these, the missing numbers. So then the answer is 1000. For more to make us more understand, let us do another question. So let's assume that this is 369.4. So if the question says to take 3 significant figures, then we must first look the first 3 significant figures. It is 3, 6 and 9. So we must draw a line from here. So we must see the right side number is less or more than 5. So it is less than 5. So we must not add a number. And don't add the 0 to this 4 because it is a decimal number. After 9 it is and the 4 is a decimal number. So we must not add a 0. If the 4 is not a decimal number, then you must not we must add the 0. So then the answer must be 369. So let us do another question. Okay, then assume as a question like this, 0.076. So it says, if it says clarify to one significant figure, so we can't take 0 as a significant figure. So we must look after 0 is there a significant figure. This is also a 0, so we can't take that too. But after this 0 there's a significant figure called 7. So we must draw a line after that significant figure. So then, as same as that, this 6 is more than 5. So we must add 1 to this. Then the answer is 0.8. And we are not adding the 0 because this is a decimal. Though we add the 0 to here, it does not take a value.